So good evening, sir. Welcome.
Good evening.
So freebies became a point of contention between the central and the state governments, particularly the state government that was ruled by the parties that are not belongs to the NDA government. So it happens when Mr. Prime Minister Narendra Modi shunned the political parties for promising the freebies to the electorate before elections, and moreover the Prime Minister said that it drags the country's economic development at the best. So this matter escalated further when the BJP leader and the advocate Mr. Ashwini Kumar Upadhyaya reached the apex court and seeks to clamp down the irrational freebies. But on the other hand, some of the parties like DMK and Aam Aadmi parties are supporting in favor of freebies, said that the union government must know the difference between the freebies as well as the welfare scheme. So my question now is freebies a populistic measurement or a progressive measurement, sir?
See, it is very unfortunate that Mr. P.T. or Palani Vedarajan, who claims himself as a very big economist and having studied economics abroad, and has been talking in favor of giving freebies. No economist who know basics of economics will support the freebies given by any government, whether it is state government or central government. Now BJP has been talking against the giving freebies, but the same BJP had given in their poll promise during 2021 election in Tamil Nadu for the assembly election. They have given an assurance that they will give, if they come to power, they will give some tablet and they will give some free driving license. So I think BJP has got no right to talk against freebies, because the same party had announced some freebies during the assembly election which was conducted during 2021. But what is belief is whether it is good for the country or whether it is good for the Indian economy is a very big topic which has to be discussed. But I am not in favor of giving freebies unless and otherwise the concerned government is very strong in financial status. If the Exchequer is very strong, there is no objection that freebies can be given. But if the Exchequer is not very strong, if they have got so many debts and everything, I am not in favor of this concerned government to give freebies. Whether freebies are available in foreign countries, everyone should know. And even PTR should know about this, because there is one country called Libya, and that was ruled by a dictator called Gaddafi. And what Gaddafi did, you know, and Gaddafi was selling all the petroleum products to all the countries, all over the world, and he has got every year, and his exchequer was filled with huge money. What he did, he had given petrol at free of cost to all the Gaddafi, all the he had given free petrol to all the Libyan citizens. Not only that, electricity he had given free to all the Libyan citizens. And after all these things, every month he will be depositing a huge amount of money in the account of all the Libyan citizens, because he will be telling to the people, because everyone has questioned about the freebies given by Gaddafi. Gaddafi said, our country is yearning. I am selling the petroleum products, which is the product of this country. I am getting huge money. I want to give it to my citizens. That is what Gaddafi has said. So that is why even after he had deposited at least 1 lakh and 1.5 lakh for every citizen, for every month he will be depositing in the bank account. What happened? Most of the Libyans have become very lazy and they did not go for any job. And Gaddafi used to manage all the postings and jobs by recruiting persons from foreign countries. This is how he managed. But we can support the act, the steps given by Gaddafi, because he has got a huge amount in the government exchequer. So he wanted to give the money to the people. There is no wrong in it. But I am but what I want to discuss with PTR Rajan, are you flush with funds in your state exchequer? What is the debt burden that you have got till date? When the ADMK was leaving the government, they had got 4 lakhs crores of debt burden to the state exchequer. After these people came to power, these DMK came to power, within 1 year they have borrowed another 1 lakh crore as debt. So now the total debt burden of Tamil Nadu government is 5 lakhs crores. So by having such a huge debt burden, is it right to give freebies to the people? That is what everyone has to think. Because if it is some good, if it is very much useful to the people, it should not be, it should satisfy the basic necessities of people. MGR had given free meals to the school children. That even though it is a freebie, we cannot blame MGR, because MGR was telling most of the village people, they do not send their children to schools. So if we give some free meals to that children, at least for getting that free meals, they would be sending the children. MGR was telling that when I was 3 years old, I was starving like anything. My mother was working in the houses as a housemaid. Sometimes she will not have food to feed me during the daytime. So I was starving at that point of time. So I know what is the effect of starving, how the starving will suffer the people, particularly children. That is why I introduced the free meal scheme for the children in all the government schools. So this is how this freebie can be welcome. Like that, Jayalalitha had given free cycles to all the girls students, because in villages, in most of the villages, they don't have any schools at the particular village. They have to go for 4 to 5 kilometers daily to the nearby cities and towns. They should go only by bus. Just to avoid that, Jayalalitha had given free cycles to all the girl students. Jayalalitha had also given laptop for all the school students. Laptop will be very much useful. So even if you give freebie, if it satisfies the basic necessity, if it is very much necessary for the people, at least we can welcome it. But what Karunanidhi had done, what was the freebie Karunanidhi had given? He had given color TV to the people of Tamil Nadu by spending huge amounts from the Exchequer. That is why this is not an essential item. Even Jayalalitha had given grinder, mixie, that is also wrong. So even if, for my first suggestion is that freebies should not be entertained when the position of the state exchequer is very poor. Secondly, if you want to do that, at least for that political purpose, for getting votes, at least you give in the form of a basic necessities, just like cycles, laptop, tablet, and free food, just like that you can give. So I entirely differ with the views expressed by Mr. Tyagarajan, because you people are giving not only the essential items, you have been giving the color TVs and everything. So freebies will not be good for a country like India, where most of the countries are suffering with the debt burden, huge debt burden. Most of the states have been suffering. There is not even one state in India, except Punjab, we can give an exception. Except Punjab, most of the states have been suffering from huge debt. That is why I think BJP has been opposing this. BJP has been right in opposing the freebies. But the same BJP in Tamil Nadu had given assurance during the election to the people of Tamil Nadu that they will give free driving license. So almost my total view is that freebies should not be entertained. Freebies will cost the exchequer, will make the economic condition of the states very poor. That is why Modi's government has been opposing it.
So for this, Mr. Finance Minister of Tamil Nadu, PTR Palanivel Tyagarajan, said that there is no freedom of speech in India. So the NDA government, he was just blaming the NDA government, saying that they are terming those who are saying, frankly speaking, them as urban Naxalites. So is it a right term to coin the NDA government as urban Naxalites? What's your view on this?
First, PTR should realize that whether DMK party has got the right to talk about the freedoms of speech, because throughout the India, it is only in Tamil Nadu where the freedom of speech has been curtailed by the Stalin government. What happened? One Mr. Kanal Kannan, he was talking about the removal of Periyar statue, which was installed before the Sri Rangam Perumal temple. He had just made a comment that Periyar is an atheist and his statue should be removed. What you people did, what the Stalin government did, he was arrested immediately. And he was not even allowed to express his feelings about an atheist, because if anybody talks anything about Karunanidhi, if anybody talks anything about Periyar in Tamil Nadu, definitely they will be arrested. So, do you have the rights to talk about the freedom of speech? Your party has been doing this for a quite long time. You take the example of Kishore Sami. He was talking something about Karunanidhi and Periyar. He was arrested. He was put under Gundas Act for 1 year. This is what had happened in Tamil Nadu. Then another BJP supporter, Maridas, he was talking something about, he was comparing the activities in Tamil Nadu with some terrorist activities of Kashmir. He had just put a tweet in the Twitter. Immediately he was arrested. So my gut feeling is that neither PTR, Palanivel Rajan or Stalin, they don't have any right to talk about the freedom of speech, because they have been foisting cases against their political opponents who have been criticizing the government.